What's up guys, Mickey Gaminol, ASVAB Domination here. I am super duper excited about this 6-week ASVAB Domination Cohort. So I wanted to show you a quick little demo about what this cohort looks like. So I'm gonna share screen real quick and show you. The thing that makes this program unique is that every single week there is a full-length ASVAB practice test. 225 questions that you do at the end of every single week. This is what most ASVAB programs miss because you can't really improve by learning one skill at a time. You can improve, but there's just so much information between kindergarten and 10th grade or 12th grade. So it's really hard to learn each individual thing and then try to apply that to a test. What you need if you're just trying to do really well at an ASVAB test is the same thing you need if you want to do well at anything else. You need practice. And so what you do is you practice with actual full-length ASVAB tests. Even practicing individual sections isn't quite enough. The reason for that, if you look at individual practice tests, right? Let's say you take 5 math knowledge exams and you're hoping that that's going to improve your score. You haven't actually trained yourself to take general science before that math knowledge. And so when you go in to take your test and you struggle with general science, or you get thrown off by the 3rd exam or whatever it is, you're trying something brand new for the very first time. And that's not what effective practice is. Effective practice is working on what you're trying to do. So practice like we play, right? Like any good coach would tell you. Let's take a look at this. This is the 6-week cohort. So each week you have a new section: Verbal Foundations, Math Mastery 2, and Targeted Improvement. It's focused mostly on math and English, but there may be a little bit of science sprinkled in. But the majority of it's going to be about improving your AFQT. The good news is you got full-length 225 practice exams for each week. And for all of my senior Army instructors, ROTC commanders, recruiting station commanders, all those guys out there, this is what's going to improve your readiness rates and your qualification rates, is getting your students to do regular exams over the course of 6 weeks. And I will be completely transparent. If you work with me, I'm going to show you everything that your students are doing to improve their scores. And you can see week over week whether they're going up, down, or staying in the middle, and why. That's the main thing there. If we look a little more in depth here, you'll see inside of each diagnostic, you have a worksheet. And so this is the worksheet for week 1. You're going to rate your confidence level, last time taking it, and then it's going to go over some general AFQT stuff. What is minimum AFQT for Army, and what does the score actually mean? All that stuff. So it's pretty generic for that first session. But if we were to look at another session, week 5, session 1, here you're going to still rank your confidence levels and then also consider your progress after each test. But then you actually have some practice questions within there. And all of my practice questions are going to have multiple choice answers. The reason is because every time you take the ASVAB, there's going to be multiple choice answers. More importantly, you can look at your error log and take a look at every single answer that you got incorrect and figure out why you got it wrong and try to gain those lessons learned so that you can go into each question and never be surprised by what you see. And then of course, the thing that I'm most excited about and most proud of is going to be the actual full-length ASVAB exams. So if you look here, time allowed for each test, 9 subtests, use a number 2 pencil. So it's like exactly like the written exam. So you can actually take full-length practice tests, right? 29 pages of questions. I know that this is going to be overwhelming for a ton of students, but God forbid the first time they're overwhelmed is when they're taking the actual test, right? Our tutors, our coaches, our readiness instructors are failing students if they're not giving them a full exam. Because if the first time you see a 225 question test is when you're actually taking it for record, you might burn out if you're a little overwhelmed by that. So getting 6 practice exams before you take your next test, that's going to be that's going to be a game changer for so many organizations. And then of course, I got my answers here as well. And this way you can go through and grade. And then of course, glean those lessons learned, figure out what's correct, figure out what's wrong, and the total questions. Super duper helpful. This is going to help a ton of people to improve their ASVAB scores. And I'm super excited to work with military high schools, ROTC, JROTC instructors, and recruiting stations directly to help improve your qualification rates. I want to see those soldiers get the jobs, get the MOSs, get the bonuses, and have the career trajectories that they give them the best shot at the best possible life. I don't want to see more soldiers taking MOSs that they're not that excited excited about. As a National Guard officer myself, I love seeing people who are fulfilled in their career and who see the military as an opportunity, not just something that they got stuck with. So hopefully you're with me in this mission, and I'm excited to see you there. Go ahead and shoot me a DM if you are interested in raising readiness and qualification rates for your soldiers and your recruits. Thanks so much.